Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Jeff Relaford, and I thank you for joining me on the Jeff Relaford Show. Because listen, you could have been doing anything else today, right? But you chose on your way home from work, or if you just at home chilling, to tune in to the Jeff Relaford Show. Now, real quick, I want to say this to you. Go ahead, tell your friends and family to download the online Radio Box app to your Android or your Apple device. So that way you can go ahead and listen to us on the go. And what you do is from there, you type in Biggs Radio Chicago. Okay? Biggs Radio Chicago. And also listen to our sister stations in Indianapolis, Indiana, Pasadena, California, Atlanta, Georgia. And once again, you are kicking it with Jeff Relaford on the Jeff Relaford Show on Biggs Radio Chicago, the voice of a new generation. Let's go. What's up, baby? It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live on another episode of the Jeff Relaford Show, or the Life Coach Jeff Show. I'm still trying to get used to that transition of the Life Coach Jeff Show because, you know, radio is all about transitions, people. So as we move and we cover more territory, the people start to know you out here. And they know me on Biggs, baby. That's how we roll. So, all right, y'all. Y'all know how we do things. We get on the show. You know, I might ask how y'all doing for a little bit, but we got to move because we got great people on. I got more than one person on, so we got to have time for coverage. So, listen, y'all know what today is. It's Monday, y'all. So, y'all know the lineup. It goes to Jeff Relaford Show from 5 to 6 p.m. Then we have Mixtape Monday with Julian St. Chris. And then we have the Dining and Big Show from 8 to 10 p.m., all right? Now, listen, y'all, 'tis the season. If y'all have Christmas music or any music that y'all would like to get through, please email us at biggsradio@gmail.com or give us a call at 773-462-4447. And we'll be able to take care of all your needs, okay? And for everything you want to know about all the personalities and such, go to biggsradio.com, okay? We got everything you need to know about all Biggs Radio on the website. So please, tap into the website. It's got all our personalities, what we do, little bios on us, the whole nine. So go to biggsradio.com. And also, y'all, we do have a music seminar coming up, okay? November 15th at 3 p.m. in Rockford, Illinois, okay? At 730 North Church Street, okay? Tickets are $20 in advance, $25 at the door. So if you want your $5 cheapie, you got to get it early, okay? I'm gonna let y'all know something. This conference is wild. It's gonna be a lot of different stuff going on. It's gonna be a lot of important people in the building, and you know your boy Life Coach Jeff will be there too. So you know you gotta get at me, man. I'm one of the radio personalities for Biggs. Y'all know this, and it'll be performances and headliners. Okay, panelists, radio interviews. You get a video for your single, radio interviews, radio airplay, the whole nine. You can inquire about all of that, and it's gonna be hosted by our own program director, Mr. Nino Nagash, okay? To inquire more, and we also need vendors, okay? Give us a call at 773-462-4447, okay? And we'll be able to take care of all your needs with that. So, all right, y'all. I forgot to let y'all know where we at. Y'all know where we at. Boom, baby. We at the Vibe Studios here at 2075 Rush Place. It consists of Ryan Reader, the VNO. What you know, myself, Life Coach Jeff of Redirect, Regroup, Refocus. Who is Smooch Wiles? If you don't know him, please get to know him. And also Mary Selena K of Rock Truth Radio. We got the Vibe Studios 219 in the building. Listen, we working with Fred Hampton Jr., y'all. We working on this documentary, okay? I've been letting y'all know week to week, day to day, a whole documentary with Fred Hampton Jr. So please get with us about that. And if you want a documentary yourself, you know, we got people who can do that for you. If you need your podcast or your radio show produced, or you just need a little bit of help, we got you with that too. So reach out to us on any of our social media pages and we have you. So, all right, y'all. Y'all know how it is. Where we at? 4 minutes and 25 seconds. Okay. This means we did good. This means we could go right into the show. So I kind of briefed the guests on how I was going to go today. This is our final episode to cover the Distinguished Authors Guild authors. Some past, some present, you know, some people have won. And some people are new to the game to this. So it's going to be another great show today, y'all. So y'all stay tapped in. So listen, I'm going to bring them in one by one. So we're going to do it just like this. Boom. We got you first. Go ahead, Miss Patricia Wallace. Go ahead. Introduce yourself to the people and let them know what book you nominated for and such.
All righty. Well, good afternoon, good early evening to everybody. My name is Patricia Wallace. I am a member of the Distinguished Authors Guild. And actually, I'm on as a brand ambassador for the
Okay.
Distinguished Authors Guild. I was a nominee last year for my book, Christopher's Timeouts, and I did win in that category of children's books. But I'm here more in the capacity of the brand ambassador to help promote other authors and to help support them, and then also to continue to grow my platform as and a published author with the award under my belt, and just moving forward. So my book, Christopher's Timeouts, is about a little boy. He's in second grade. His name is Christopher Coleman,
Hmm.
and he is intent on being the class clown, especially during classroom activities at school. He likes to slide down the banister. He's falling out of his chairs. He's doing things for laughs. And so, what I do is I tell the story of how he finally learns that playful antics can be fun until someone gets hurt. And I do this through a series of dream sequences where, in his dreams, he has his dinosaur friends, Tommy the T Rex, Tiana the Triceratops, Terry the Pterodactyl. They take their goofing around too far, and one of them ends up in the dino hospital. So, through his dream
Okay.
consciousness, Christopher witnesses firsthand that consequences can be dangerous if you just don't know how to conduct yourself in the proper way at the proper time. So it's a lesson for kids told in a lighthearted way, but just imparting an important lesson that they need to learn earlier in life than later in life.
That is awesome. I love that. Teach them kids, girl. You better teach
Absolutely.
them.
Absolutely.
Because what was her name? I dubbed her as the Whitney Houston. Okay. She kept talking about how the children are the future, the whole nine. Okay.
Hmm.
Y'all better
Hmm.
teach these kids out because they need this teaching. They need to know that, like, it's some life lessons to learn out here. And what better
Absolutely.
way to have them learn these lessons than have them read it in a book?
Yes, and these came from the idea came from my son. So this was real life teaching,
Okay.
and so I chose to take the road of, a lot of the stuff he did was funny to me and my husband behind closed doors. We would crack up like, "Are you kidding me?" But still letting him
Hmm.
know when the teacher's talking, you're not. When she's conducting lessons, you need to sit still and act like you have good sense. So it was inspired by real life, to your point, teaching them, because if we don't teach them, how would they know?
That is
So,
awesome.
yes.
So, all right, we're going to move right along because we got some time, baby. I'm
All
going to
right.
bring on Rachel. Come on, girl. Introduce
Hey
yourself to the people.
there.
What you got going on, girl?
Hello there, Jeff. Hey there, Patricia. If for
Hey.
people who do not know me, I am Rachel L. Gary. I am a leadership coach as well as author and award nominated author for two books.
Okay.
First book is called Forged in Fire From Ashes to Empowerment. And the second book is called Hashtag Poverty to Six Figures Breaking the Chain to Gain. Guys, at my book, the first book is about growing and getting past the things in your life to learn to you no longer survive because we are 100% survivors of life. So we have already proved that we can survive, but it's going to learn to go beyond survival to striving and thriving. The second book is about growth and development. Once you survive, strive, and thrive, is now how to make that money and put yourself in a um, mental state of a mindset that poverty is only a mindset. It is not a reality. You can make a change any day, starting with hashtag poverty to six figures.
Mm.
Girl, you better change these people's mindset with this money. Okay. Because she is not lying, yo. Poverty is a whole mindset.
Mm.
Yeah,
She is not lying out here. If you think you don't have it, guess what? You ain't got it.
Mm.
Baby, you got
exactly.
to know. Come on, Di.
Absolutely.
Who we girl? Listen, I know when I ask y'all all this question, I know Rachel, you got gems to drop. I know you do, girl. I know you do. I'm gonna keep that in mind. All right, we got one more. We're gonna introduce. Boom, Miss
Hello,
Cassandra.
hello. I'm actually on the East Coast, so I am going to say good evening to everybody. And
Okay,
I
good
am
evening.
Cassandra Hester, first time author, first time nominee of the Distinguished Authors Guild Award. So I'm pretty excited about that. My book is the memoir on my mother, which is called Yet Will I Trust Him, a Sidonia Rolla memoir. which gives you a glimpse into the life of a strong woman who endured quite a bit of physical, emotional, financial abuse. But through it all, she was able to put her trust in God first and move forward so that her purpose was the forefront of everything she was going through, that God set before her, which outweighed all the pain that she went through.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know what I love about we had another woman who was on who was doing that very same thing about her mother as well. And I'm telling y'all that those life lessons that come along with the legacy portion of this, I love that y'all family members are still living on through their voices, through your words that you putting out on paper. And that's awesome.
Absolutely.
I love to hear that
Yes.
because man, it could be a very powerful tool, you know. When you start passing down that type of knowledge, that type of wisdom right there, come on now. People better listen out here.
Absolutely.
And let's shout out to you being on the East Coast, because this means Dag just ain't local, people. Can we make light of this very quickly? Dag is just not local to Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland area. Baby, she on the East
absolutely not.
Coast. She out there.
East,
That's right.
East
Now, what part
Coast,
of the
North
East Coast you
Carolina.
on? North Carolina. Okay.
Yes,
Y'all,
representing.
reach, okay? That's all I got to say. Y'all can learn something from Miss Gina Gasson out here. I wanted her to come on too so she could talk a little bit, but we'll talk up a little bit. We'll talk up. So I want to ask y'all each this question. I know you all have your books are inspired by different things, you know, but on a level of just writing in general, I want to ask each of you what inspires you all to write. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick at random, so you gotta be ready here. Here it is. Boom, bada, bam, boop.
Well, what inspired me to write? I actually never really thought about writing because I'm a math person. Writing was definitely not my forte. But
Really?
when God puts something in front of you and puts it on your heart and it will not leave, you know, you have no choice but to complete what it is that He set before you. And when I was given that opportunity, I just said, you know what, I'm going to be obedient. And God led me through down the path and He opened the doors so that I could write this legacy about my mother, which is set to inspire and bless others, which is what my focus was. Her story is very brilliant, it's very motivating, inspiring, and it has accomplished everything that I wanted it to be. So God had to put that in me though to move forward in order for me to actually accomplish this, because I don't think I would have done it on my own. It was such a big project that I didn't think that I could do, and it actually I was fearful of it. But once I put my trust in and my faith in God, and doors start opening up, then I knew was what I was supposed to do.
That's what I'm talking about. And, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Anytime when you're trying to walk into that next level, that next step in your purpose, you know, a lot of people forget about that faith, yo. They forget about it takes tremendous faith to believe in the entity that you can't see and also to believe in yourself. Oh, it take a lot. Because believe me, when I first started this whole journey here, I was out here, didn't believe in myself at all. I tell the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth. The Bible say tell the truth, so I'm gonna tell it. And it does take something. So I'm glad that you stepped out on faith and you listened to that voice and you trusted God with that. And now look at what you put together. You know, God ain't
It's
gonna
been
fail
a
you.
fabulous journey. So,
Say
you
that
know,
again.
it was been a fabulous journey. So I am not disappointed in all that I've accomplished. So,
Definitely. And who would have thought it would have took you from the East Coast to link up with Miss Gina Gasson all the way out here? I'm trying to tell y'all people, y'all don't understand. See see, like we was talking about earlier, that reach, baby, that reach. She got it. And it's nice to know that you're making your mark with your book and you're going across state lines with that. That's awesome. I love
yes,
it. I love it. All right,
thank
here we
you.
go. We're gonna go at random again. Now look here, we only got 2 people. It's a 50-50 shot. Be ready. Be ready. Bam.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. So my inspiration, it was something that was always in me, the desire to write. But not in a way where, oh, I'm going to one day publish a book and, go along that path. It was just as I was living my life, even as a little girl, just I would always write down things, jot down scenarios that I'm in and scenery and just expressions on people's faces. And I always kept notebooks and everything, just capturing those images. But moving forward, and that's how I ended up, writing the notes for Christopher's Timeouts, because like I was telling you earlier, the way my son was acting, I was just writing this stuff down because you couldn't believe it. It was just, you just had to be there to really believe that he was doing these things. And then I captured it and I had a solid draft, but I just put it aside again, never thinking, oh, I'm going to make this a book one day, even though I had the title earlier. So echoing what Sandra said, as far as like, I was just like, I'm not doing this, this is crazy, because I just couldn't think that big. I was just doing something on the side. But circumstances happened. I lost not one job, but two jobs back to back within a 2-year period during the pandemic. And it was my husband who said, well, maybe God has you in timeout so that you can finish Christopher's Timeouts. So then that became pushed. It became something that was pushed towards the forefront. And then I got serious about it. And the more I got into it, the more I felt like, yes, you can do it. Yes, this is in you, because it flowed so well. The words were just pouring out, and just it was getting to the next step and to the next step and gaining that confidence along the way. So, just, it's in you. It's just a matter of what does it take to get it out of you and into the world so that other people can enjoy what you have to give them. Your gift is meant to honor them and to help them along the way.
There you go. See, I love that. And that's true. It does. You got to look at that thing and you got to say, here, look, this is what God has given me. And how am I going to use this to help people? And the big key thing is anything that's inside of us, we are supposed to use that to help people. I would like to think to an extent, we all enjoy what we do, but at the end of the day, we wouldn't be here doing what we do if we didn't have people to affect out there. If we didn't have people to touch, if we didn't have people to reach, like, for instance, your book has to reach the people. It's got to reach them kids. It's got to teach with some life lessons, especially with the legacy. When we start talking about memoirs of your mother and everything, these are deep things that people need to realize. It's like, yo, this is real life. If you want the information, it's out there for you. Everything don't have to be in a reel. Everything don't always have to be on video. Although I like to do this because, again, this ain't for me. This is for y'all. So, but that's just awesome. I'm glad that you also took that tug, when God was pulling on you and you looked at it like, man, this is crazy. I don't understand how we gonna do this, but you doing it. It's getting done,
Yeah. And it's funny because I kept looking. I was still looking for a job as I'm putting this story together, but nothing hit. I didn't get my current job until after I finished the manuscript and sent it to be copyrighted and onto an editor. And so it was like I needed to do that before anything else was going to fall in line. And, it's just the way things played out. Once I became obedient to what was instilled in me, then I stopped being more fearful. I wasn't focused on that anymore. I was focused on getting this done the best way that it needed to be done. So it's just like, it's the power in walking in your walk, and knowing that and recognizing it.
Girl, you using some good words there. You talking about obedience, knowing and walking in your walk, girl. I'm about to walk away and give y'all the show. I'm gonna just walk. I'm gonna turn off my camera. I'm gonna just like that, and just let y'all talk for the rest of the time. And see, we gonna move along because you know what? Listen, Rachel, I want to know what inspires you to write, my sister. Go ahead, let the people know.
I want to say very much. I want to first say what Jeff was speaking about walking in your purpose. And when you step into who you are, you find that thing about yourself that is going to be something that helps the world. And that is what inspired me to write. Both of my books are about helping individuals find success in their current situation so they can grow and develop and be the person that they want to be, that CEO of their life. And everyone, if you guys new to hearing it from me, clearing your actions, empowered by your choices, and owning your direction. And a lot of us, we walk through life with the thoughts of things external of us are what it stops us, when it's all internal in us, and how we take things, how we think about things, and how we that is how it affects how we portray ourselves to the world. So my books were all about bringing that person out of you so you can be who you were destined to be in this life.
Amen.
Nigga, I'm trying to
Yes.
tell you, because and you saying some very key points. A lot of that stuff that's in us, we got to get all of that out and sift through it, right? We got to sift through all that so we can know who we are as people. Because if you
Absolutely.
actually look at it for what it is, we are some very powerful human beings out here.
Absolutely.
Very powerful human beings. The mind is such a tool that if used in the wrong way, you can make yourself go crazy out here trying to figure everything out. And a lot of people
Jeff,
don't
I
understand
really
that.
believe that one, Jeff. Jeff, I really concur with that, because I think that what we don't realize is that for our mind, we tell ourselves, if someone said that you were unattractive, who keeps repeating that to you? You.
You. Yeah.
So it's having the understanding that you can internalize things, or you can allow, or you can let someone say what they say, and you can say, that's their thoughts, not my thoughts. This is how I feel about me. And I think that we need to grow past what people are thinking of us, and start growing into what we think of ourselves, because that's the most important piece. What we think of ourselves, and portraying that version, the best version of ourselves in the world.
Girl, you better talk. You better talk out. I'm sorry, because Rachel a life coach too. She a coach too, and I'm a coach. And these things are really talking to me. You don't understand that accountability, that knowing about who
Absolutely.
you are, where you supposed to be, how you supposed to do it. These are things I live by. I got my own little Monica. We ain't gonna talk about my own Monica, Jesus, because it ain't about me. It's about y'all. But real quick, I want to give some shout outs, man, because y'all getting a lot of love out here, man. We got some people tuning in. Shout out to who we got on here. Shout out to Maurice Bishop, Mo B in the house, Teresa K. Tolles, Gina, who's paying attention, Farron McLemore. Who else we got? We got Bobby, yeah, Twin Rossi, Carly Rainey, Otis Drain in the house. Who else? Dinah Lynn Biggs, the leader, Dinah Lynn Biggs in the house, legendary Al Greer in the building. My mother, Angela Von Relaford. Thanks, Mom. And Natasha Cook in the building. Y'all getting love out here. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Thank you, authors.
Awesome.
And I forgot something, Patricia. How did I forget that I'm an ambassador as well? And the person that you were speaking about with the book about mothers was Bobby Stretchin, or her mother walking on streets of gold. That was the book that you were speaking about.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now I want to know, man. Y'all doing all this stuff out here. Y'all throwing it down because it take a lot to write and it take a lot to balance. How did y'all go about? How did y'all go about going through y'all process when it came to writing, when it came to structuring, when it came to wanting to put y'all thoughts together and to say, okay, this is what I want to do and this is how I want to do it. How was that? How was that a mark on you with time, balance, the whole nine? How did each and every one of y'all deal with that? Oh, I heard him. I heard him. Uh-oh. So I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. I heard it right there. I was looking at the lips. I heard it. She was ready to talk. You better go ahead, Cassandra. You better speak.
Oh, wow. That process was a whirlwind. Let me just put that out there first. But let me just say this, because I never told this person this, and she's on this call right now, Patricia Wallace, that while I was going through my ordeal of trying to figure out how to begin and kind of feel my way through this whole process, she had written her book and had published it, and that inspired me. So thank you very much, Patricia, because I knew that you have kind of paved the way, and I had someone to go back to and kind of bounce ideas off of and get
Yes.
some input and so forth. So yeah, I never told you that, so I just want to say that now live on the air. Thank you very much. You're inspiring.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But anyway, my story, it was one of those that once I decided to be obedient and follow through, I just started taking bits and pieces because I have a large family that I grew up in. There's 8 of us. And when I had to go to my brothers and sisters and explain to them, first of all, that, hey, I want to write this book and it's going to be a memoir, but I want you to understand this is a memoir from my perspective, not yours. So I'm not going to be right. I'm not going to be wrong from your perspective if I don't get it exactly right the way you recall it. This is just how I recall it. So that was first and foremost. And I wanted to get their buy-in. And then I started just coming up with the ideas, what are the outline of what I wanted to say, and for each particular chapter. And as I started diving into that, I had to really think back, and sometimes I had to go back to a particular family member to make sure that, hey, did I get this right, and so forth. And as I started drafting each of the chapters and coming up with everything that I wanted to put in there, I really had to sit back and say, you know what, am I hitting the mark on what I wanted to accomplish? Because, the book could have been a dictionary, encyclopedia that could have lasted forever, but I had to really cut it down and hit the main points. And that was probably the most challenging part of it all, because, you want to tell it all, but you don't want to put too much in there that it takes away from really what it is you're trying to say. And once I got all of that together, having folks read it so that it makes sense, a couple of my family members, even outside family, friends, so that they can say, you know what, this sounds right. Or, you know what, you're kind of maybe just scope creeping a little bit, or it's, you know what, you can probably leave this out. But once I started going, when God's help and his hands in there, everything just started flowing and started moving wonderfully, except for, what, life happens. And, I got 2 boys, and one of them still in high school that has, their own agendas, and I have a full-time job. And, before you know it, time gets the best of you, and you're trying to struggle priorities and so forth. So I'm not going to lie, I got frustrated for a second. And for 2 months, I put that book down because I was like, this is getting the best of me, and I got too much on my plate. And true story here. I didn't know when I was going to pick it back up. I knew I wanted to accomplish it, but it was just like, you know what? I'll get to it when I get to it. And I had a dream, lo and behold. And in my dream, my mother is deceased. I actually went through the whole process of her funeral from start to finish, like it just happened yesterday. And that just threw me for a loop. It's like, why am I dreaming this? And so I was talking to one of my pastors at my church, and he didn't even know I was writing a book because I didn't reveal it to outside of my family. And the first thing he said was, God said you had unfinished business about your mother. You need to finish. And I'm just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
See how it happens? You see how it happens?
Yes. So I knew at that point I had to pick that book up and finish it because, again, there was a purpose for me to write this book. And even if it only blessed one person, then it reached my goal. So that's when I really, really bogged down and did what I had to do to finish the book. So
that is awesome, man. I'm telling you, God be pushing us to these places, man. Y'all got to understand. The Lord be moving. These ways ain't too mysterious when you know how they connect.
Yes.
Let y'all know that. The ways ain't too mysterious when you know how they connect. All right, here we go. We're going that round. We got 2 people, but we're going to mix up a little bit. Bam!
Jeff in the bam. So like for me, I would that my process was a lot different. So for when I said that I wanted to write the stories and get the information out there, I was very intentional about how I was going to put it out there. So the whole story was 3 books long, and I was very people who know me know I'm intentional. I don't do anything haphazardly. So book 1 is about building the inner you. Book 2 is about building your finances so you could be able to move into book 3, which is having freedom, having GPS. That book comes out December 2026. And Freedom Has GPS is about you really have an understanding. Once you have the finances, I'll give y'all a sneak preview. When the book starts with me sitting in my bed thinking that I've lived half my life. And what do I want the other half of my life to look like? What do I want people saying about me at the end of the day? And a lot of us, we are at the I'm not shy to say how old I am. I'll be 50 in 122 days. I'm on a countdown. So
Girl, you better rock 50. Don't be ashamed of 50.
Hey, I'm not ashamed at all. There are many people who wish they had who wish they were here, but on the same token, God had a plan. So for me, the third book is about really having an understanding of who you are, being inside of yourself and allowing God to speak through you. And that speaks a little to what Jeff was speaking about things being interconnected, that there are no real miracles. They're all part of a divine plan, fabrics of life, and things of that nature. So the book 3 dives a lot deeper into who you are spiritually, mentally, and physically, and how all that connects with who you are. So the process of the books were very intentional because I wanted to pick people up wherever they are so they could arrive to where they want to be.
Okay, my sister, I see where you're going with it. I like that because, like you said, you got to meet people where they at, and it's nice to pick up a book that can give instructional work. And when you pick it up, it doesn't matter because a lot of times, a lot of people feel like they just don't know where to start, or they feel like they so far behind. And y'all got to realize that y'all are not that far behind. You know how many people want to write and publish a book? You know how many people want to start a business? You know how many people just want to just do something wild and crazy, like go skydiving or go parasailing. I don't know, something. But the fact still remains is that you have to start. You got to have a baseline and a foundation, and you have to start.
Absolutely.
And I love, Rachel, how you have something that'll walk you through it from start to finish. And I know you got some gaps in there so you could think for yourself in there too, because you can't.
Every book is about yourself. The book is not I want to say this. The book is not a memoir. The book is, first off, book 1 is about you being empowered to walk in your glory and walk in your persistence in life. Book 2 is an action plan. Complete action plan. At every end of every chapter, it's an action plan on how to build your plan of life. So I'll say chapter 1 is about the 4 pillars of self: self-esteem, self-assured, self-esteem, self-awareness, self-care, and self-discipline. But it teaches you how to build your own plan. A lot of people always say they want to do something, but the biggest thing what I've learned is that people don't know how. So I give the how. You produce the what. So every section of the book is about you building your why, building who you are. And that plays into that I have my CEO Mastermind, which is my TV show that's on my network, that it takes 10 individuals on their journey of their businesses to a place of growth. So wherever their businesses were, they get a 10-step plan for 10 weeks, utilizing the book as a foundation, the plan as their roadmap, and then we move forward towards their growth. You guys can catch that TV show on it. Download the app BHC Media, and you'll find CEO State of Mind Network, and my show CEO Mastermind is on there on that channel.
Now I want to tell y'all,
it's really about growing you.
Now, if anybody caught this, who listening? Oh, people. See, on the show, there's always some keys to the game that are given up. Don't I always say this, Rachel? Don't I always say this? I always say that it's keys to the game given up on the show. And if y'all was listening to this woman, listening to her, she just gave y'all a guideline. She just gave y'all steps. She really just did. But it's okay, girl. You got to come on my show. We got to talk about this because the people will listen briefly, but they won't listen fully. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. That's me tapping into some of these other podcasts, how they do when they give up all the keys. They say, just tell it anyway, because it's not like they're going to do the work. That's how it be. But
hey,
all right.
I'm looking for us to start doing some work. And right now, if I say this one thing before I get off the air, I want to make sure at the end of the day, guys, if you don't believe in you, where you are today is the same place you'll be tomorrow. You have to be in action towards the better version of you. No one can take those steps but you.
Girl, I'm gonna log off and give y'all all three the show, but we still got one more person to ask the question. Y'all don't understand. I'm about to leave it to y'all. I'm serious. I can sit back and watch from behind and take myself off. Okay.
No. We need your questions. Your questions prompt us to think. We need
That's
that.
true. That
This
is
is
true.
true. They do. I just like to listen sometimes, Jesus. God has allowed me to listen. I like to listen. Sit back and listen. But all right, ma'am. Let's go, Miss Patricia Wallace. Let's talk to the people, girl. Let them know.
All righty. So for me, my process, like I said before, I had the manuscript, I had a good solid draft. And so the circumstances that happened after, my husband saying, you need to get this going was also part of what triggered me to just want to stay focused on it and go all in. And that was a couple of days, a week after we buried my mother, who always told me you're going to be a writer. And I have it written down where she said that in a book that she gave me. One day you're going to write a book. And so that was one of the strongest factors that propelled me forward to just focus. So my process was, I had already lost my job. I lost my mother. I need something else to focus on, because it was one of those times where, my mind is all over the place. What am I going to do? And so what I did was I took it, just totally focused on it, got it edited, got it just in a place where, okay, now what am I going to do next? Now, am I actually going to publish this? And so with every step of the way, I had questions and I wasn't sure. But one of the things, because I took that first step to finish it and then get it edited, then I'm like, well, what do I do next? I need to get it copyrighted. I knew that, but I didn't know how. Do I self-publish? Do I, go traditional? I knew I wanted to self-publish, but how do I consider the possibilities? Right when I'm having these questions, when I finished, I was given a flyer for a workshop that a fellow DAG member, Natalie R. Murphy, was giving about those very topics. And literally on the flyer, it said the first thing was copywriting. And that was the top of mind. That was my first concern. I know it should be a simple thing, but I have no idea what to do past this. I know how to write. I was an English major. In my corporate career, that's all I've done, different types of writing and editing. So I know how to do that. So after I got it professionally edited to make sure, that things were the way they needed to be, then I attended this workshop. And then from there, I was able to continue the process, but I was all in. My point was, I was focused. I was very focused on it because I needed not a distraction, but maybe so, because again, these life events were happening, and I need something valuable that will have my attention, that I can go ahead and get done and feel like I accomplished something, you know what I mean, with the losses that I just experienced. So this was the result, just going all in. My son was part of the process, the one that it's based on. And so I was just able to go through that. And with the learning of whatever step you take, you don't have to know the finish from the beginning. You just take the step, and then you'll know what's coming next. And then you'll know what's coming next. And that's how I went through the process. And again, after I had it published, then I thought I was done with Natalie. Then she's like, oh, well, you need to submit it, to the Distinguished Authors Guild for, consideration for an award. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is she talking about? She's got 10 million books out there. This is my first one. I'm not ready for that. And I'm like limiting myself without understanding that when it's your time, it's your time. And so
That's right.
Then, I was just like, okay, well, I don't have anything to lose. And so I did, and I did end up winning, my first time out. So that was all of those factors together were a testament to what happens when you stand up and stand out and walk on faith and not be afraid, go beyond the fear and do what you're supposed to do.
Girl, you better do it out here. I'm trying to tell y'all. See, what I love about all y'all is this. Y'all not scared out here. Y'all not afraid. Y'all took what life gave to y'all. And that's why I had to say it like this, because I see the same correlation between all three of y'all. Y'all took what life gave it y'all, and y'all didn't let life stop y'all from getting out what y'all need to get out to the people.
Absolutely not.
And the fact that you even said, I got to submit it today. Hold on, this is the first time I didn't know, girl. Don't you shortchange yourself out here. You better submit it because who knows? You just might win.
Exactly. Yep.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all, we got some faith people in the building. If y'all don't know what faith is, I need y'all to look at these three people right here, and y'all need to understand what faith is. Can I blow them up? Can I do it? Boom, bam, faith one more time. Faith another time. Faith again. Okay, y'all. I'm not playing with y'all out here, and we not playing with y'all. And I got one more question for y'all, and I think this is gonna be a real good question to kind of, I don't want to say wrap up everything. We got 20 minutes. I don't know, but we can talk about a lot of things. But I need to know what's next for each and every one of y'all, because we just can't have all this. We just can't have all this greatness wrapped up in here, and y'all having these profound moments of conversation and influencing my people like this, my audience, and what we just can't have all this, and y'all can't have nothing next lined up in the building. All right, y'all. Y'all know how it is at random. Okay, 1, 2, bam, there it is.
I'm gonna tell you, I love the randomizer about Jeff. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna to toss that somewhere and talk about that later. But what's up next is my intention, guys, be ready for what I'm about to say. My last book comes out December, well, not last, the last book of the Epic series, and the Epic stands for Elevating Potential to Ignite Change. That third book is called Freedom Has GPS. It comes out December 2026. I'm doing, my intentions are to do a 1-day, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. tour from Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Illinois, where I am going to be signing copies of my book. Now, let me explain. When I mean by intentions, that means I'm putting all forces behind my growth, my development, and my understanding of the processes. So when I say I'm getting ready, I am getting ready. So you guys get ready for the book. Get ready for those pre-sales. They'll be coming starting in June. The first chapter, you guys will be able to get the first chapter free to take a look inside. Get yourselves ready. First chapter will be out the first week of June. Get ready. Get ready to soar, grow, develop, and be the CEO of your life.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to tell y'all, this woman right here, I need to know about this. I need to know more about this. I need to show up at least one. I can't make all the states.
Hey, I will say this. We gonna put Jeff, because my intention is to be, I'm gonna have a driver who will be doing black car. You are invited. Miss Mina, the Brown Diva, is invited. If you guys are not aware of who that is, Dr. Stevens is going to be throwing the party at the final destination, which is intentioned to be DuSable Museum at 11 p.m. Sorry, I didn't give the date. The date is December 31st, 2026. So we're talking about New Year's Eve. I plan to do the statewide tours, and the reason being is that if we want to see change, be the change.
Girl, you better. If I had a mic, I'd throw it. I swear, if I had a mic, I'd throw it.
Hey,
I can't throw my mic.
Equipment costs money, man. We ain't about that life.
Dude, I need something. I got a couch right here. I can just throw it right into the cushion couch and put a little oomph behind it, you know? All right, we got two people again. See, I didn't put y'all on the hot seat with the 50-50. One of y'all I did, but the other one I did. Boom, here it is.
All right. Well, you know what, Rachel, I like that. I want to be the change because what's next for me from this book, I've been getting a lot of feedback from everyone saying, well, you just left us hanging. What happened, with all our kids? What happened to you in your life of what you saw growing up? So I am looking to be write my next book, which is going to be catered around my thoughts and how everything that I saw my brother go through, how it impacted me, from the time I was a child up until now that I'm a grown woman. So there's been a lot that, you see and you endure, but you sometimes, and you keep it in, and that silence speaks louder than words. So you don't really know the impact until after you really start diving into things and really contemplate. So this book actually brought out a lot for me in healing process to write this book. It also opened up the doors because I saw a lot of things as a child with my mom as far as serving, and that servitude is a big aspect, because now I'm starting to get more involved in my church and even outside of my church, doing missions, because I never thought that I would be somewhat like my mother, but here I am, doing some of the same things she was doing, unbeknownst to me. So those are some of the things. And also it has opened up the door for a platform for me, which I am at the beginning stages of, on a topic that is pretty much non-existent, especially in the Black churches. And that is dealing with a lot of the abuse that happens. You may be sitting next to someone, whether it is, the pastor's wife, or, the usher, or anyone that in church that is during physical abuse, mental abuse, financial abuse, and so forth. But there's no discussion on that in the church. So this is a platform that I am starting to engage in and becoming more prevalent, and hopefully can get that out there and start those discussions, because I think there's a lot of folks that have a lot to say, but because of the sensitivity, or that this isn't something that is spoken of highly, they don't say it. So we want to get that going.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, and you made that statement talking about the abuse, because you really gave me something to think about. Because honestly, when we start, because see, I do another radio show on every Friday. Forgive me, Don Lynn. I'm just mentioning. I ain't trying to tell the people to come and why. I'm just mentioning the show. Just let you know. It's on Rejoice 102.3.
I will mention it for you now.
Yeah, that's what I should have did. I should have just gave an alley-oop right to you. You could have said it. But it's all right. It's out there now. I done done it. It's all right. But yeah, we do a show on Rejoice 102.3 FM, Chicago, right down the street here. And we talk about these certain topics that a lot of people don't talk about in church. And you are completely correct about that. That needs to come out, because the church don't talk about a lot of different subjects. I don't know why. Maybe leave it to our quote unquote Black swept under the rug culture that we have when it comes to these things, because we like to say whatever is in our house is going to stay in this house. But we need to understand, a lot of times what's in our house is mess, and it's okay to clean the mess up that's in the house. It's okay to do that.
Wow.
Yes.
It's all right to do that. So yes, that is really gonna be helpful, girl. You better push that thing. And when you send me something, I don't care what it is. I don't care if you got a flyer. I don't care if you got a bookmark. I don't care if it's just 2 words on paper that I need to say to somebody, because that needs to be talked about, my sister, for real.
Yes, I've received a lot of feedback from even women in my church currently that's saying, you know what, I endured this. Your mom's life is my life. And that's when I knew there was room for discussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, I love that subject, Cassandra. I mean, I want to say that because it plays into a lot of the mental health that we have because of our culture, being of stay quiet, be silent. That means that you're suppressing, you're holding things in, which leads to a lot of the health concerns that we have in our community, because we do a lot of holding ourselves, a lot of holding anger in, holding frustration in, and holding pain in. Because that's what that is. And I mean, it's just great to hear that that's going to be the next platform that you're going to be speaking on and talking from a male standpoint. Because from what you saw with your brother, because there's a lot of men who don't speak on the pain, and they're told to be strong. And to me, strength is in speaking, not strength in holding. Because it's harder to speak about things than it is to hold those things in. So I mean, I am so appreciative to hear that, and please let me know when you're going to be somewhere so we can. I tune in because I'm all about us finding the way to get rid of the pains that stop us from progressing.
Will do, definitely. When I started this journey, I didn't know what this path was going to lead to, but it's opening up doors bigger than I could have ever imagined.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, Miss Ambassador, Miss Wallace. What's next for you, my sister?
Well, regarding Christopher, similar to what Sandra was saying, I've been getting questions ever since it was published. last year, 2024, like what's next, what he's up to next, especially from those people who know the real Christopher in real life. So there's something else in the works regarding, you know, other growth opportunities that will be important to share, you know, with certain age groups. And then also going back to what Sandra said earlier in the show about how me just telling her that I had published and then having her being inspired by that, that never gets old for me. And part of the ways that that's happened to me several times since then, me not knowing that someone closer to me, you know, were having those same ideas, but just needing a push or second guessing themselves. And so beyond, you know, encouraging them verbally, again, as I mentioned earlier, my whole professional life, I've between the writing and the editing, copywriting, copy editing, and all of those things, I've done it for so long, and now I'm officially providing editing services to other authors because I feel like that's the best way that I can encourage them. Because one of the first things they always say is, I'm not sure, I'm getting cold feet or whatever. And I'm like, well, if you brought it this far, you know there's something in you. And every single time, what they've shown me is just remarkable. And I'm like, okay, no, we have to get this across the finish line. So I'm walking in that part of my purpose as well, providing those services to people that need them, and then being able to share, like, yes, this is, I understand how you feel because I went through that as well when I was at certain points throughout trying to get mine across the line. And so my answer to you is, if I can do it, you can do it. And I'm going to help you get it across the line because you have something to say. You have an audience out there that's waiting for only what you have to say. You know, there are books all over the place, and we all have our own audiences, some overlap, but there's something you have this in you to birth it out for others to receive. So those are the things that I'm working on, and I'm looking forward to that next part of the journey.
All right, go on,
I'm
Patricia.
talking about, girl. Patricia, you better do your thing, and that's what it's about. What is it? Is it reach one, teach one, something like that? Is that how I go? Reach one, teach one. Is that how I go? Okay.
Each one teach one.
Each one teach one. There it is. Somebody got to hold a brother up. There it is. Thank you, my sister. I appreciate that. And I
We
love
got you. We got you.
Oh, thank you, sister. And I love the fact that, girl, that's what you're doing, because you gotta help somebody else out here. If all these messages, all these stories, all this help, all this self-help that we trying to give people, come on now. Yeah, that's got to be the main goal. Everything else is gonna come later on. But if you can reach one or your few or however many God has intended you to reach, you are fulfilling your purpose out here. And you have nothing to be ashamed of. You need to take pride in that. And Patricia Wallace, girl, you better do that. Help these people get their messages out, please.
And there are so many inspirational, beautiful stories out there that's just like mind-boggling. So yes, that inspires me as well. You know, like, oh, I get to be a part of this, you know, to help you cross the finish line. This is awesome. I'm cheering you from the sidelines. You go do your thing, you know. So it's a wonderful thing.
Definitely. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go around the horn one more time, and y'all please give out your social medias and where they can buy your book, because hold on, I need to let the people know. Okay, y'all need to solicit. That means purchase. That means spend your dollars. That means buy these women's books. Buy these books. Stop playing with them, okay? I'm just letting y'all know. You just don't have people on the show out here. They sit up here, they tell you what they're doing, and you just gonna watch to watch. Now, you could be inspired, but we need y'all to spend little dollars. Okay. All right. I had to say that on y'all behalf. Now, we're gonna do this at random again. So who's gonna be the first one to shout it out? Boom. Bada. Oh, look at that. Look at the smile. I see it. I had to get it. Boom. There it is.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Christopher's Timeouts can be purchased on bookbaby.com. And if you're interested in any editing services that I have, you can reach me at imaginecreateread@gmail.com. That's imaginecreateread, all one word, @gmail.com.
Boom.
All right. The Yet Will I Trust Him, a Sidonia Rowland memoir. You can also purchase that on bookbaby.com as well as amazon.com. And you can find me on Instagram at Cassandra Hester as well as on Facebook.
Boom.
All right, guys. You can purchase anything that I have on that's my books as well as any courses at www.sayiampossible.com. Like my shirt says, www.sayiampossible.com, because the impossible doesn't exist. The word says I'm possible. And you can find me on any social media platform at Rachel L. Gary. Just put me in the search bar. You got me.
There it is, y'all. All right, y'all. It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live on another episode of the Life Coach Jeff Show on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago, from the A-Track to the latest app. So listen, y'all, we have had a great time here today. A great time, okay, with Ambassador Patricia Wallace, and award-winning author, and author Cassandra Hester, and leadership coach Rachel L. Gary. Now listen, if y'all did not know who these women were before you got on the show, you know who they are today. And there's so many people that was listening and watching, I can't even count on y'all. So I thank y'all for listening to these wonderful, beautiful authoresses on here, because y'all, they doing things. So y'all need to follow them. So all right, y'all. Once again, it's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. And as always, redirect, regroup, refocus. And I love y'all so very much. And peace out. Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Jeff Relaford, and I thank you for joining me on the Jeff Relaford Show. Because listen, you could have been doing anything else today, right? But you chose on your way home from work, or if you just at home chilling, to tune in to the Jeff Relaford Show. Now, real quick, I want to say this to you. Go ahead, tell your friends and family to download the Online Radio Box app to your Android or your Apple device, so that way you can go ahead and listen to us on the go. And what you do is, from there, you type in Biggs Radio Chicago, okay? Biggs Radio Chicago. And also listen to our sister stations in Indianapolis, Indiana, Pasadena, California, Atlanta, Georgia. And once again, you are kicking it with Jeff Relaford on the Jeff Relaford Show on Biggs Radio Chicago, the voice of a new generation. Let's go.